That is lamb nihari made. Fantastic. Tender chunks of lamb, ginger, chili, lemon, coriander, fried onions and basmati rice. Superb. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a request. We're doing a request for Matty and we're doing a lamb nihari, but we're going to do it in the slow cooker. Now, a lamb nihari is a slow cooked lamb stew, if you like, with some really aromatic spices. So this starts with a little bit of prepping before we get onto the lamb, so let's show you how to do this. Now, we have a massive amount of spices here. Okay, now obviously working for a long time, my spice list is in bulk, so I've scaled it down, but there's still going to be more than enough here. So we're going to put all this into a bowl and we're going to mix it up. Now, as per always, there is a full ingredients list in the description. Now, I would normally put this in a plastic bag and give it a good shaking, but I've run out of bags. So we're just going to give that a good mix through in there. Now, this is very aromatic. So that is our nahari spice mix mixed up there. We'll put that to one side. Okay, now, I don't expect anybody to have anything like this, and if you do, you're lucky. This is dehydrated onion. I've got a dehydrator. I dehydrate my own onions for recipes like this. When I fry these are going to be super crispy, and these are going to be for garnish on top of my curry. However, we have to prep some onions, and nahari is fried onions, okay? So we've got a few onions in here, and all we're going to do is slice up the onions. Now, it's a very straightforward slice on this. Just cut it in half, turn your onion round and just slice it, okay? Turn the onion over, sliced onion, okay? Done. Do that with all your onions. So that's how all our onions look, completely finely sliced, as easy as that, okay? As you can see, they're perfectly sliced, so we're going to bung those in a bowl. Just open them up as we put them in there, but you can see they're all sliced through. That's nice and easy. So we have got quite a lot of onions, and we are going to dry fry, shut up. We have got quite a lot of onions and we're going to fry them. And we want some ginger. I've already peeled and sliced up the ginger, so I don't need to be showing you how to do that. Our meat is very straightforward. We've got a nice piece of lamb. Really nice. So all we're going to do is come through that lamb, and we want some really big chunks, and I mean big chunks. This thing's going to cook in the slow cooker, and we don't want it all to dissolve. We actually want some chunks in there. Now obviously they're not going in this big. We're going to run a knife over them again in a minute. So we want some really nice chunks. Okay, so there's our lamb in there. Look, there's some really good chunks in there. That was nice and straightforward. And then what we're going to do is add a couple of tablespoons, and good tablespoons, of our nihari spice mix. And just give that a little working in there. What I'm going to do is add some salt actually. So I'm going to go in there with about half a teaspoon of salt and get that mixed in. Now that is going to start to release the moisture from the lamb, which is going to help the spices stick to the lamb. So there we are. There's our lamb coated in our spices. So we just put that to one side and we'll start to fry the onions. I'm going to go in here with some ghee and oil. And I'm not going to be shy with it either, you know. And a little bit of oil. You know, we are frying these onions and we want to fry them. On with the flame. Now my little stick is broken. Not to worry. So this is heating up. I'm going to dry fry those in there. Dry fry. I'm going to fry those dried onions in there. Now they won't take long. Now the smell already is super incredible. Now we're not going to take them too much because obviously they're already dehydrated. So we want those onions out of there, back in here. So that's the first lot. They're going to go for garnish. And now we got this thing smoking, we're going to start slowly frying some onions. Now this is the long, boring job of making this nahari, is frying these onions. Beautiful. Okay, so while we're watching paint dry or frying of onions, if there is any requests that anybody would like, please leave a comment in the description. And obviously I read all the comments and I try and reply to absolutely everyone if I can. Leave a comment, and if I've got the ingredients and the time, I will try and make that curry. And don't forget, for all you people that are actually just coming on here, ripping off the recipe and everything else and disappearing off, it would be fantastic if you would give it a thumbs up. The big old thumbs up, press that like button. Obviously if you would like to subscribe, that would be better. You know, don't just come on, rip the recipe off, log off somewhere else, help the channel. Okay, so for the first lot of onions that we're doing here, we need to be just putting that brown on like that. Now these onions are actually going to go in the slow cooker, but this is the only way that we're going to get any colour and flavour on them. If not, they're going to go in that slow cooker and they're going to be white. In with some more. So as you can see, this is the slow process of the prep for this curry. You know, most of you people out there make curries anyway, so you know how slow the prep can be. Okay, in with those other ones. Now we're going to actually fry this few onions a little bit longer than those. We are going to blacken these a little bit. That's going to give us that extra depth of flavour in there when we're cooking our nahari. Okay, so you can see That is a bit more intense flavour on there, in there. Now what I do for this, I do take some ginger and we fry that. You know, when it comes down to the end of serving this up, you serve over the top with some chilies and some ginger, but most people just chuck over raw ginger, which has a really fiery, burny taste. If you fried it off a little bit, and I don't mean fry it so it's crispy, it gives it a much pleasant flavour, a much more pleasant flavour. It's still got a fiery taste, but it's not as burning on your tongue, you know. Okay, we don't want to crisp those up or anything like that. We want to take that out of there, look. That is perfect in there. Okay, so we're going to get straight on. That pan's still warm, it's had that ginger in there. It's had all that in there. Now we're going in there with a good tablespoon and a half of garlic ginger. Give it a whiz. Right, what I will say about a nahari, you know, it's a little bit unusual curry really. It has some fantastic spices and things in there. And we're actually going to cook with a little bit of flour makeroo, but it doesn't have tomato. There's no tomato puree, no tomato, no nothing. It's like a lamb stew. Now obviously if you wanted to add tomato paste, feel free. We've got a little bit of browning going on there as well. That is superb. Right, now we're going to go in here with a good tablespoon of our nahari spice mix. Going to go in there with some chili and some turmeric. And we're going to give it a stir. We're going to go in there with some of our onion paste. So that uses that up. Usual amount. Phew, I can smell that black pepper in there. Whew. Start introducing your meat. Now you can do it all in one go like that, which I'm going to do, or you can do it in batches. Either way, it's up to you. We just want that in there and start it off. Start and melt down some of that fats on there if we can. Okay, and while that's going, we're going to take about a good tablespoon, it's heaped, tablespoon of flour. It's regular flour. And we're going to add just a little bit of water to that. Oh, that's a bit warm. And we're just going to stir that in until we get a nice smooth paste. That'll do. Let's give this another little stir over. Oh. Could have done with a bigger pan actually. Now if you get some browning on like that, that is what we're after. But you don't try and brown it all up. Okay, we're going to go in there with our paste that we've just made. Give it a little stir through. In there with just a little bit of water, probably about 2 cups, just so that that flour doesn't burn on the bottom. And then this is going to go in our slow cooker. Okay, and there's no finesse about this. This just goes in there. All that in there. In there with our onions. Just give that a little stir in. Now, we've already started to cook this, so we're not really worried about filling it all over the top with water. We want possibly, that's about 3 cups, 4 cups of water in there. Let's give that a stir and let's have a look. We'll take a little bit of that ginger that we dry fried and we'll put that in there. And you know, I nearly forgot, stick a couple of bay leaves in. We'll stick the lid on and then lean in the wrong way, and we're going to cook that on high for about 4 hours. Now if you're going to cook it on low, cook it for 6. Oh, it's been about 4 hours, 15 minutes. Let's have a look in there. Oh, it's bubbling away. I can tell that's cooked. Let's get in here and have a look. Look at that. That is sensational. That is lamb nihari made. That is superb. It's an oily stew curry. That is superb. All we need to do now is serve it up. Oh, look at that. That is lamb nihari made. Fantastic. Tender chunks of lamb, ginger, chili, lemon, coriander, fried onions and basmati rice. Superb. Oh, look at this. Absolutely fantastic. Just look at this lamb. Just look at this lamb. There's no pulling apart on this lamb. Look how tender. Look how tender and lush that is. Oh, that is ridiculous. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, you've got those lovely spices coming through there. Tender lamb, onions, ginger, bit of coriander. Oh. Well, there you go. That's a curry for Matt. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. We'll catch you in the next video.